Hello, my darlings. Welcome back for another episode of Witch Weekly with yours truly. It's a little bit later in the week this time, but hey, life isn't static and change is constant, right? My trusty piece of bloodstone here that I've been obsessed with this week. Not the crystal highlight we're doing tonight, but I have it with me. So I'm here and I've got some astrology and some crystal healing and of course a little bit of tarot guidance to get us through this week. I'm gonna have a little sip of my beverage. No, it is not wine. It is black cherry juice concentrate and it's delicious. I mean, the wine's later, but that is some good stuff. I'm going to start up in the cosmos, and then I'm going to bring us back down. And I mean, the last week has been a fucking doozy. Can we all agree on that? I thought I was flying pretty well after Mercury went direct on the 20th. And then I was gearing up, for the full moon in Virgo on the 27th. I was prepping my manifestations. I was getting ready to come to you guys on Sunday, the day after, diligently planning everything. Everything was in alignment. And then midweek, I don't know about anybody else, but the energy shifted hard fucking core. And I fully understand that after Mercury goes direct, there is what is called his shadow period, his retro shade, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm dropping a lot of F-bombs tonight, guys. I apologize. Guys and gals, everyone. So, just to go over something a little bit, when Mercury goes retrograde, basically when any planet goes retrograde, he runs back over things in the sign that he has previously worked on, right? So you have 30 degrees of every sign, right? And planet trucks along through the degrees of the sign until it gets to the next one. When they go retrograde, it's like reversing through the sign. Obviously, the planet is not actually reversing, but it's going back through energetically the earlier degrees of that sign. This time it's been in Aquarius. So he goes back over it, the stuff that he's previously worked on. And that's why it's always a better idea to reconfigure during a retrograde than to start new things, right? Because Mercury's moving along and then he gets to, I think it was about 26 degrees of Aquarius. And then he starts to back up and he goes all the way back up to the beginning. And then, so he's gone through that area already. Now he's coming back through it a second time. And then when he stations to go direct again, which he did on the 20th, he moves forward again through the space he just went backward through, essentially combing over that area 3 times, right? Sorry. I have a nice little healing soundtrack tonight. So first time through, like I said, retro back through, and then a third time through it again. So you're really activating this. So if something seemed to be constantly coming up this month or this week or recently, and you just keep going over the same stuff, that's why. And all the while, we have this Saturn square to Uranus garbage. So that, which is also, like I said, I think last week or the week before, that's going to come up a couple more times. So it made it even more sort of, I don't want to use the word tumultuous, but I wrote tumultuous in my notes, but just like a little bit of friction, so to speak. And, a lot of times after the final, once we get through that final shadow period, we can really be propelled forward. And if we haven't learned the lessons or done the work, or figured our shit out, it's gonna punch us in the guts a final time before the exit. So if that's what you were feeling over this weekend, you're not alone. Pile on top of that the full moon in Virgo that we had on Saturday, which is a very detail-oriented, precise, practical, borderline perfectionist mentality with Virgo to get it right. That's from a movie, and I'm blanking right now. I don't know. It'll come to me later. I think I know where it's from, and it's ridiculous and goofy, and I don't even want to say. Virgo can get hung up on all of that shit, right? Or Pisces, which is the opposition that the sun is in. I wanted to get to you all when it was like sunset here, because the lighting in here is kind of gorgeous, and the way the sun, you know, just like sets around my apartment. Sort of awesome, sort of spoiled. I love it. Pisces is very expansive, very dreamy, all about intuitive guidance. The two can work together really nicely to get shit done and help us reach our heart's deepest desires and achieve our biggest dreams. You know, so there was a lot to be manifested over the weekend, and needless to say, there was a lot of energy last week. And if you feel a bit hijacked, like I said, you weren't and aren't alone. It's part of the reason, like I said, my show was a little delayed this week. I needed a little bit of extra energetic space. Sometimes we all need that, right? Coming out the other side of it, though, we should all feel so ready for March. I'm so ready for March. It's the second day of March when I'm recording this. And I have some note change, seriously magical manifestations and moves lined up. That glimpse of warmer weather that we got was lovely. That we got here in Jersey, it perked me up. And now with all the planets direct and approaching the spring equinox and the astrological new year with Aries season, I feel this really incredible sense of abundance and achievement and love and support. I did a lot of healing work with this full moon, and I feel lighter and ready to catapult into spring. And, you know, now that we've had this full moon, now we're in a waning phase right now, right? We'll have a new moon on the 13th, and it's in Pisces, and I can't wait for that either. So look, March is just setting up to be such a delicious month. Now is a really excellent time to release, right? In a waning phase of the moon, release, let go of anything that's been weighing you down emotionally, physically, psychologically, spiritually. Expel and eliminate, right? Soul spring cleaning, so to speak. I really want to be here to support you through all of this. So always go to my website. I have tarot sessions. I have these alchemizing healing sessions. If you're feeling a little bit off kilter, I'm offering these new types of sessions that I started in January to really sort of bring you back into alignment. Of course, I have my spell bags. I do astrology charts if you don't know that. So if you have your birth info and really want to dive deeper into what your, star-studded blueprint looks like, I'm here for that too. And I really want to hear how all of this has impacted or perhaps not impacted you recently. So pop into the comments. Let's get a discussion going and tell us all about it. Let's support one another. And in the spirit of supporting one another, I want to pull a couple of cards for us. Sort of a first week of March, see what this elimination emergence is bringing us. And then we'll do a little crystal corner highlight. So I've got my Rider-Waite-Smith. Just going to pull a couple cards, sort of maybe what lessons and elimination, like what we learned and what we're getting rid of and what it taught us, and then what we're bringing forward into this month. I'll just pull a couple and we'll see what happens. We'll go from there. Where's my little Zoe? I hear her. I hear her jingling. What's up, Muppet? I just saw the other day, and maybe I'm late to the party, that all the seasons of the Muppet Show are on Disney Plus. I got really excited. So I was doing some work from home the other day. I'm gonna watch the Muppet Show. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty incredible to see how far the design of the Muppets has come. OG Gonzo? Pretty interesting look. Go check it out if you haven't. All right, this is my last shuffle. Marvelous. And a cut. Let's see what we got, babes. Interesting. 2 wands. So creation, passion, fire, right? We've got the Ace of Wands and we've got the 10 of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is all about, and this is telling me a different story right now. So the Ace of Wands is that inspiration. It's that burst of creation, of passion, of fire. The 10 of Wands is sort of how we might have been feeling at the end of last week, right? So this is this elimination card. This is, you know, feeling like we are shouldering and holding this massive, you know, weight on us to get everything done, to get everything accomplished, to go that extra mile, to feel like we have to do it all ourselves, and we don't. You know, there's support, there's strength. I mean, there's a lot of strength in this card, but there's also a lot of weight bearing when it comes to the 10 of Wands. A lot of the 10s, you know, are this sort of end of a cycle, completion, a culmination. You know, that the 10 of Swords is a bit of an anguish card, but it's at that point where it's I just not anymore. I'm done. This is the 10 of Swords. But the 10 of Wands is this like, I'm really working really hard and I'm really accomplishing all this and I'm doing all this work and I'm putting all my energy and I'm putting all my passion into it. But it's like, it's not like it is that you want this sense of appreciation, and it's not about just getting there. It's not about finishing. It's not about, you know, don't forget about all of the colors along the way, right? And the Ace of Wands, as I said, is this, you know, all of the wands, all of the ace cards in the Rider-Waite-Smith have this hand coming, you know, from the universe, from the beyond, from wherever it's coming from, to gift us, you know, whether it's the cup, whether it's the sword, it's the pentacle, it's the wand, you know, this tool of creation, right? What are you creating? What are you manifesting? What are you making? And there's an opportunity for this growth, for this expansion, right? And I want to pull one more card as like a clarifier on it. Be steadfast, right? The Knight of Pentacles is steadfast, is sturdy, is strengthening. The Knight of Pentacles, you know, of all the knights is the most stationary, right? It's patience. All of the other knights are in movement. And the knights are, you know, you've got, you know, especially the Knight of Swords, he's off. So this is about steadfast. It's the perfect word for it. You know, it's like you plant a seed and it's not going to sprout overnight. So you have to have that strength of trust and waiting and knowing that it's going to sprout, it's going to grow, it's going to come and become something. So keep going. And that's, and that's the energy of this week. That's what we're looking at. That's what we're eliminating that idea of burden. It's perfect. Eliminate that idea of burden. And that's why I was using the word like expel and eliminate. It's not it's. I lost my train of thought. But you know where I was going with all of that. And I feel complete. So that's what we're looking at for this week. And finally, a little longer video this week. I thought I would pop back into the crystal corner with some Kyanite. And I need a little sip of my beverage first. There are two varieties of Kyanite that I have with me tonight. I have blue. It's a very sky blue color. And I have black. It's a little baby. I'm a little black Kyanite fan. So Kyanite's really cool. It has a super tranquil energy. It's excellent for use in meditation, energetic attunement, perfect for right now. It has this sort of inner stimulating frequency, so it connects you to your intuition and can help level up anyone with psychic abilities. It also does not hold negativity or negative energy, so it never needs to be cleansed. Kyanite will help you speak your truth, especially blue Kyanite. It's connected with self-expression, releasing your fears, bringing down your blockages. Black Kyanite is really strong with that one. Think of, black stones generally are grounding or protective or help you eliminate or repel or break down, blockages and barricades and obstacles. Kyanite helps to align your chakras and your subtle bodies, clearing out the crap, stuck in the pathways and the meridians. It restores your life force, your energy. It's super healing, and then it's also super stabilizing. And this quote is from the Crystal Bible by Judy Hall. Kyanite slices through confusion and dispels blockages, illusion, anger, frustration, and stress. It increases the capacity for logical and linear thought, stimulates the higher mind, and links into the causal level. And that's from the Crystal Bible by Judy Hall. And that's all I have for you this week, my loves. Thanks for tuning in, as always. And I love connecting with you. So let's keep these conversations going. You can go to my website, like I said, www.laurenannalchemy.com for all the things. And I can't wait to be back with you in a shorter span, back on Sunday. And we'll see what's in store for next week. Until then, I love you very much. Stay wild and stay absolutely